tonight's actually looking quieter and quieter, so some great news there. We could still see some severe weather over the next couple of days, but generally, again, those threats are going to be wind and hail, and the threat overall is going to be in that low category. We're still going to watch for it, obviously, and trackers will be out, but this evening looking fantastic. We've got bright skies, lots of sunshine. However, it is very warm, so we could use a shower, but it's the holiday, and I know a lot of you probably want to celebrate this evening with the fireworks, so now we've got that holiday weekend forecast. Let's go ahead and go to links one. I'm going to show you what we're expecting, at least here in Oklahoma City. Pretty general. I think that, chances for this evening by about 7 o'clock. I mean, still going to go ahead and keep that 10% chance because some of the earlier data was showing that some storms could develop. But at this point, some of the data is coming in drier and drier. So I think after that, we're in the clear by 9 o'clock. We're going to be in the mid 80s by 10 o'clock, mostly clear with temperatures dropping down into the low 80s. So a really nice holiday evening. But the good news is eventually we will get some relief. OK, this cold front is well to the north. It's dropping into Kansas. You can see the severe thunderstorms along with it, the severe thunderstorm watch. Now, eventually, these storms will also be moving into Oklahoma. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get here. So just kind of looking at next gen live, things are looking pretty quiet. We've had a couple of isolated showers and storms pop up in parts of north central, northwest Oklahoma, but they're very weak. In fact, I'm not seeing any lightning strikes with those currently, so some good news there. But there in Grant County, it looks like one lightning strike just popped up northeast of Jeff, but another shower in between Kiowa and Byron. And again, that's kind of been drifting off to the north. So lots of us have lots of sunshine. Looks like this is our American Fidelity camera up of our Lucky Star Skycam network. 93 degrees, a south wind at 7 miles an hour. Typically, that's not too bad. That's actually pretty normal. But with a dew point of 72, it feels more like 100 degrees, and that's kind of oppressive. Temperatures, the air temperature itself in the upper 90s, low 100s in the northwest and also in the southwest. But in eastern Oklahoma, we have some upper 80s mixing in with some low 90s, some mid 80s down there in southeast Oklahoma. Dew points, though, those are a problem. Low to mid 70s, so a lot of the state, it feels like the upper 90s and low 100s. South wind between about 10 to as much as around 20 miles an hour or so. Not really providing a lot of relief, but eventually I do think this cold front will provide some relief in the form of some storms that will help to keep those temperatures down as we get into Thursday. But overnight tonight, it looks fairly quiet. By tomorrow morning, it looks like we could still see a few showers and storms across north. Overall chances look low. Most of the chances will stay across Kansas, but not the case later in the afternoon. We should see some redevelopment later in the day, especially north of I-40. I still think there's at least a slight chance some of this does make it into Oklahoma City, and any one of these storms will have the potential of producing some severe wind and hail. As we get into tomorrow night to Thursday morning, another wave is going to be dropping in out of Kansas, and this brings a much higher chance of rain and storms even across the metro. And then by Thursday afternoon, that front's going to kind of settle in just to our south. So into this evening, overall chances for an isolated shower or storm, that's going to be very low. Temperatures drop down generally into the low to mid 70s overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, there's that slight chance of rain and storms across the Kansas and Oklahoma border. But then tomorrow afternoon, it still looks very warm. The front's going to be off to the north for quite some time. But later in the afternoon, that's again where the storm chances will be highest. Just a slight chance right now in the metro. But any one of those storms will have the potential producing up to quarter-size hail, wind gusts, potentially up to about 70 miles an hour. That would also be very isolated. The cold front moves through later in the afternoon, at least makes it to about I-40. So that's going to bring in higher rain chances into the metro, but way higher across the northern and eastern half of the state, and still a low threat that any one of those storms could produce quarter-size hail, wind gusts to about 70 miles an hour. So for Thursday afternoon, the front's going to kind of settle in just to our south. With that being said, we're still going to have some rain chances with temperatures. They're going to struggle to make it into the mid 80s this time, but about 80 degrees in Ponca City, 82 in Enid, 80 degrees in Alva, but still looking at those low to mid 90s until that front eventually moves through across the south. So for Thursday afternoon and evening, there's that moderate chance of rain and storms, but storm chances will be a little bit less in the northeast. And then as we get into the weekend, we still have rain and storm chances. Overall, they do look low, and that means for us, we're going to more likely see a lot of dry time, and that means temperatures will be kind of hot. But as we get into next week, right now at least, it is looking even hotter with temperatures back in the mid and upper 90s. So that's eventually around the corner.
Okay. At least it's not triple digits.
Right,
I
not
look
yet.
for the triple digits. And
Not
I
yet.
Not
Cassie's like, give it one more week, and I'll get you
You just
there.
wait, buddy. You just wait.
It's going to happen probably at some point.